So these are the components and the circuit board for the robot. There's a couple of motors, a battery holder, some LEDs, caps, LDRs, a couple of transistors, an IC and switch, and a bunch of resistors. There's some fantastic instructions. Should be easy enough to follow. I think I might need to work on my Chinese, but we'll see. There's a circuit diagram and a list of components that is not that useful. Anyway, so I'll populate the board. I'll stuck the board in this holder that I use. It rotates, so it makes it easier for soldering. I'll start this with the resistors. I did check these on my little component tester just to see which values were which, and to be honest, my eyes can't see these little ones with their colours, so yeah, the tester was needed. I'll just sort of whiz through this bit. You don't want to see me sticking a load of resistors in the board. That all done, I can get the trusty soldering iron out and solder these up. So the coronavirus has hit the world, and we have it over here in the UK. We're in partial lockdown, about 90%. Means we've got to basically stay at home unless we're going for essential work, exercising locally, and doing a bit of shopping. So this is the end of the first week, and to be honest, it's not been too bad. I bought a couple of these projects from BangGood, so we'll do those, and I have some 3D printing ideas I want to do. I do have to say that here in the UK, the mass hysteria and public buying and panic buying of toilet paper baffles me. We make the stuff here and have plenty of capacity. It's just a little bit crazy. We've had mass buying and hoarding on an epic scale. There was a picture of a little old lady looking at bare shelves and nothing in her basket. God knows what she must have thought of things. We're starting to get our social act together though. The government asked for volunteers, expecting 250,000, and they got 750,000 volunteers and thousands of health workers going back to work from retirement. Local people are helping out those in their neighbourhoods that need it. Okay, now soldering the IC socket. I use a piece of blue tack to hold it in place whilst I solder it in, and the same goes for the switch. The two variable pots, and solder them in. Followed rapidly by two transistors. Okay, now I'm going to add the motors. So first of all, I'll solder the wires onto each of the motor terminals. So I'll just whiz through this. This is a really simple kit, but you know, kept me amused for half an hour. I've got to say, these terminals are a bit awkward. They're not very big and they're very close to some plastic parts which got a little bit singed, shall we say. But, yeah, so there you go. All soldered on eventually, and then stuck onto the board where the markings, the silkscreen shows they should be. I think perhaps I should have soldered the wires onto the motors and the board separately before sticking the motors down, but there you go. There you can see I've put the post and the LDRs and LEDs for the guidance part of it, just to sort of put them in there, really get them out of the way. going back to the coronavirus thing that's going on at the moment, I am a little bit worried as to how long this will continue and the effect it will have on those in education. Although the young are probably the most resilient. One thing I have noticed is how quiet the skies are, with the lack of planes flying overhead, and that can only be a good thing for the planet. There was a map on the TV the other night that showed the pollution levels pre-pandemic, and another showing the conditions now. Wow, what a difference. Perhaps there is hope for our world looking forward. To be honest, I think the government here in the UK are doing a pretty good job, and as long as people do as they are told, we can all come through this with the best possible outcome. It won't be great, but that's the way it is, really. My heart goes out to those that have lost loved ones or are sick. I look forward to when life can return to what we would call normality, and perhaps be a bit more caring and an empathetic society. We'll see. So I'll just adjust the height of the LEDs and the LDRs just to get them in the right sort of place. I'll solder them in a minute or two. I'll just stick the battery pack on. Just see, where do the wires poke through? Oh yeah, there they are, down by the wheel. So I'll stick that in place. Poke the wires down. Oh, wheel fell off. May as well take them off now. And then solder them onto the board. So with that done, and the LEDs and LDRs, they solder from the top, so it's a bit unconventional, but that's the way it is. Solder them in place, leaving a little bit of room for clearance. Wheels go on with very small Phillips screw, and that pretty much is it. So there's the completed little robot. Took me a little while to do, not long, and for a couple of quid off BangGood, it's a bit of fun. I think my granddaughter will like seeing that flash on. I don't know why only one of the red LEDs is lighting, but it doesn't seem to stop it working, and it just follows this black line that was printed on the back of the circuit diagram and parts list. Although, as you can see, if you take it off there, then it seems to just follow anything with a contrast, if you like. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Any remarks? Love it. See you later. Bye.